was sitting on top of the
Yeah.
wicket. Top.
These two. Okay, so here we go. Tricky game. South Africa 60-40 at lunch. The tide has turned. 20 too many India conceded. I thought they missed a trick by not starting with Jasprit Bumrah. 100% they should have started with Jasprit Bumrah. 2 wickets down. Let's take quick comments. Gargi, Shomik, Ashok. Shomik, you start, then Gargi and Ashok. What's happening? Are you giving India 50-50 or is South Africa 60-40?
I think South Africa 65-35 India. Because on this pitch, 125 is a mountain to climb to start with. Only once has a team has chased down a target of 100 plus fourth innings target.
117.
India against South Africa in 2004. And on this pitch, I think, that 44-run partnership between Corbin Bosch and Temba Bavuma. Time will tell if it is going to come back and will hurt India. But that could be a game changer. And the blame lies at Rishabh Pant's feet as stand-in captain for not starting with Bumrah. Come what may. I understand giving Ravindra Jadeja the clubhouse end.
But no way can you start with Akshar Patel.
Bumrah is your best bowler.
By far.
And you are into the lower order batting. So, but I hope that Rishabh Pant the batsman will atone for this mistake. And it is, as things stand, it is Panther bust.
Gargi?
Let me begin by saying that this session was the reason why I love Test cricket so much. As a Test cricket fanatic, the contest between bat and ball that we have seen, the resistance from Temba Bavuma and Corbin Bosch, and then, of course, the mastery of Siraj's reverse swing. And then now we're seeing that it's becoming quite tricky for India. I said at the beginning of this day that 120, anything upwards of 120 will be very difficult. And I said that I see South Africa scoring 120. They did so. I was expecting a resistance, and that happened. Now, I'm not getting a good feeling about this, Boria. This is going to be a very, very difficult chase. You're already 2 down, and you're 1 batter short. So if you really look at it, three down and 1 batter short. So
no,
really,
if you're 3 down, then it's 3 down.
Yeah, it's effectively 3 down.
It's effectively 3 down. So yes, you are already 2 down, and you already don't have a Shubman Gill in your team to come out and bat for you. Now, like Shomik is rightly saying that at this point, the only thing that can negate South Africa's attack is attack. You have to fight what's the saying?
Tooth and nail.
Tooth and nail. You have no.
Basically, she's saying attack with attack. Yeah.
Whatever that Hindi saying is, I've completely forgot. But that's how you have to do it. And you rightly pointed out that it's Pant or bust.
Ashok, I'll come back to India. But, we are talking about a wicket which is literally unplayable on occasions and very difficult to bat and all of that. Temba Bavuma demonstrated what it takes to play Test cricket. 130-40 balls, 50 plus runs. That's what resilience is about. That's what temperament is about. You can bat. Provided you dig in, provided you have the ability and the zeal, you can bat. Someone has to do that for India if you want to go and win a Test match here. So South Africa Temba Bavuma has shown the way.
Absolutely. Who would have thought that 23 runs and we would be standing here and arguing how the scales have shifted. But full marks to Temba Bavuma. I think great determination is what he demonstrated. That 50 will go down in the annals of history as an innings that we will remember for a long, long time. I think, we've always been speaking about application. This is the epitome of application, if I could define it in one way. I think that's what is demonstrated. I think that is that edge that he has brought to this South African team ever since they ever since they won the WTC finals. I think this is something that we are seeing, holding them up in really good stead. So full marks to Temba Bavuma for that innings.
Okay, already people have started castigating Gautam Gambhir, worst coach, this, that, whatnot. Don't jump the gun yet. Don't jump the gun yet. All this is not required. After the England 2-2, this is our problem with impatience, whether it is anyone. Somebody has said, I will say Jaiswal for T20. I don't know where that is coming from. But Jaiswal, I thought, was bad. That nothing to do with the pitch. Just rank outside off ball, he edges. There was no need to play that shot. And both innings, too close to cut, and this one, it has been a pretty bad Test match for Jaiswal.
Yeah, I think second innings I would cut him some slack in the sense that that disconcerting bounce, that extra bounce he couldn't handle. But I want to make it clear. I want,
That ball did not.
yeah,
Outside of held trajectory, no extra bounce, and it was normal outside of channel, and he just failed in the channel.
actually what happens when you are, I mean, he is into a mindset like I will try to score at every possible opportunity, and that is his game in any case. And
Correct.
on this pitch, I mean, he is even more eager to score his runs quickly, but that can happen. But I want to make something very, very clear to all our viewers that if there is a lot of cricket still to be played.
Correct.
But if it goes against, I mean, if the result doesn't go India's way, please don't criticize Saurabh Ganguly, the CAB president, and Shujanda, the curator. This is the pitch, exactly this is the pitch that Indian team management wanted. Saurabh Ganguly and Shujan Mukherjee had nothing to do with it.
There's no question that Indian team management wanted this. This is exactly tailor-made for them. They've asked for this. They've taken this. Whether or not they are able to deliver, it falls on their door. If they win, it's their call. If they lose, it's their call. CAB was just facilitating what they've asked for. So let us not even be in that illusion that, oh, this is CAB's wicket. No, it's not. It's India's wicket. BCCI curator Taposh Chatterjee was there. Ashish Bhaumik was there. Everybody was standing with Shujan Mukherjee when Gautam and Rishabh and Shubman went to that wicket 100 times. Make no mistake, good or bad. And I'm not criticizing anyone. All I'm stating is fact that this is the wicket India wanted. They've got it. Now the question is, do they have that application? New Zealand revisited, or have they learnt lessons? Somebody digs in, proves that yes, we have the metal. Both these guys, Gargi, Washington Sundar, Dhruv Jurel, have the ability to play spin.
100%.
It is not that they don't. One innings of 40 and this match can be won.
I think it requires one good partnership from this this duo that we're seeing out there, Washington and Dhruv Jurel. We have already seen some application from Dhruv Jurel when it comes to playing against spin, and he's coming off of great momentum of those India A games. So it's not as if he hasn't played these bowlers before. Now, let me also put things into perspective when we talk about India's batting. If we look back on the first innings as well, you were 20 to 30 runs short because of Shubman Gill not playing. Again, you are sort of missing Shubman Gill, the batter, on that field, and that is sort of hurting India at this point. But again, like Shomik also said, there is a lot of cricket to be played, but at the same time, it's not going to be easy. It's all about application. It's more than anything, it's going to be about patience. I think the two batters have to stick around. And really, if India is able to chase this down, remember, this is the highest target. This will be the highest target chased at the Eden Gardens.
Yes, Ashok.
So if I can come in with a quick comment, I think in the first innings we talked about the role that Washington Sundar needs to play as a batsman. I think if at all there was a test for him to come in and deliver the goods, this is it. And I think this can actually, after Manchester, this can be really a make or break for him in terms of that position. I don't know if this was a short-term thinking in terms of maybe these two test matches, but I think this is an opportunity set up for him.
Quite a few questions. Let me answer a couple. Bhavya, can Shubman come if necessary? Why he's in the hospital? He's admitted in a hospital. So there's no question. BCCI has already formally said this. We said it last night that he has zero role to play in this test match. So no. Rahul, your question. Before match, it's Shujanda's pitch. Doesn't listen to anyone. When losing, Gigi asked for this pitch. Do you want Shomik to answer or me? Let me Rahul bhalobhabe bujhiye bolchi. Point is, Shujanda made a wicket. When the Indian management came, they wanted it to be done in a certain way. No water, keep it dry, let it turn, let it break. That's what India wanted. So the last 3 days, when the Indian management met Shujanda multiple times, stood there with the BCCI curators, clearly Shujanda was asked to give a certain kind of pitch, which he did. So I hope you understand that there is a subtle difference between not listening, and Shujanda, even in that interview to us, said that home advantage is something he will give, that the pitch should favor the Indians in the way they want it. Shomik, you want to add to that before I go to Gargi again?
Absolutely. What I can confirm that the initial plan was to water the pitch until before the match day -1. But after the Indian team came and they wanted a drier surface, so watering was stopped 2 days prior to the match. And given the nature of the clay of this at Eden Gardens, it is silt clay. So when it is dry and even during this time of the year, the sun is pretty harsh. So the cracks are opening up. So from that point of view, the clay, I mean, the soil content of this pitch is a different from the other parts of the world, from the other parts in India. So from that point of view, see, at the end of the day, it was India's decision.
Yes, Aman, I am saying that. And your question is, Sujan Mukherjee is so reluctant to change the pitch in the IPL, did so by one request of Shubman Gill. There is a difference. IPL is BCCI's call. They instruct Sujan Mukherjee to prepare a kind of wicket, and there's no question of home advantage in the IPL in that sense. The BCCI administers everything. This is India. So Sujan Mukherjee is not preparing a wicket for KKR in the IPL, he's doing it for the BCCI. Here he's actually preparing a wicket for India. There is a difference, and yes, he was listening to Gautam, he was listening to Shubman Gill and the Indian management. That's what it is like, that's home advantage. So please don't try and give us gyan about something that you don't have a clue about. Clearly you don't. It's easy to come and abuse, like this one. This is such an obnoxiously nonsensical comment. Players from other countries coming to bat with broken limbs. Indian captain chickens out with neck pain. Are you
Real.
So, sometimes I feel India, the way Bumrah caught flat after the England series. Now Shubman Gill, time and again.
No, there is no home advantage in IPL, Rahul. Technically not. Technically not. This home advantage debate in IPL can go till the cows come home, but technically not. It is the BCCI who has control over the pitches, not CAB, not Sujan Mukherjee, not KKR. I hope you know the rules, I do. So when you talk something, know your stuff and talk, otherwise get lost. You have no bloody clue what you're talking about. So that's the point. Just like this question about Shubman Gill having neck pain. I've even read that he's chickening out, he's a woman, this, that, whatnot. Firstly, how dare you say he's a woman, etc. Are you denigrating women? Number one. Number two, that guy is in hospital, has spent time, with you. You mean to say the Indian captain wants to stay in a bed, monitored ICU facilities, multiple tests and all of that, and doesn't want to come out and bat? Are you guys for real? Come on, boss. Come on. This is the stupidity of the Indian cricket fan, which makes these people absolute jerks and idiots.
India. Sometimes I feel Indian fans. A lot of them don't deserve special players. Just be it Jasprit Bumrah, be it Mohammad Siraj. At a time, I mean, there was a time before the England series, before the Oval Test.
Yeah, I remember.
You remember the abuse he was facing, Mohammad Siraj. Be it Shubman Gill. I think a lot of Indian fans, I won't say the majority, a lot of Indian fans don't deserve special players. And finally, one thing, that as regards this pitch, it was India's call to play Russian roulette. We have to see whether they can dodge the bullet.
Come on, boss, and defending, no one is defending anyone, Ashok. No one is defending. Somebody says, Romit Mukherjee says, pitch curator is not my father. No, my father is up in heaven 25 years back. I know the pitch curator is not my father. So I have two hoots to defend the pitch curator. In fact, I've called Shujanda out multiple times saying he should do this or he should do that. This time around, clearly he's prepared a pitch based on the requirements of the Indian team management. That's where it stopped short with me. Had he not, I would have called that out as well. But coming to the Shubman Gill point, your thoughts?
I think this is completely unwarranted in terms of questioning the mores of professional cricketers like Shubman Gill. I think he's more than proven himself with the bat in the England series. I think as a captain, he's just starting out. I think there is clear thinking that has gone behind the test match in terms of selection, in terms of what they wanted from the pitch, and in terms of the way they thought about it. I think Morne Morkel talked about the thinking that behind went in. Now, thinking can go right or it may go wrong. But then the question is then how do you then adjust to the conditions, adjust to what has happened and figure out your backup plans. But to say that, he's not man enough to come back and bat is just not warranted. And that speaks more about you than really about the team or the captain himself.
I don't think
Someone
we should
saying
even
we
get
had pain
into it.
before the match, so he cost us the match.
Yeah. See, everyone has a problem if he plays. If he does not play, that's the problem. If he plays, it's a problem. So it's, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. So let's just not even get into this.
Ravi Shastri calling the pitch ordinary. Of course it is ordinary. Who is saying it is not? It is an ordinary wicket. Everybody knows that. That's why the game is finishing in 2.5 days. Had it been a proper cricket pitch or a good cricket pitch, it would have continued. But the blame cannot lie fully on Shubman Mukherjee's door. Shubman Mukherjee is not the one, or Sourav Ganguly is not the one to be blamed for the game finishing in 2.5 days. The Indian management wanted a certain kind of wicket, they've got it. That's what happened in Sydney, 2.5 days, Cape Town, 2.5 days. So how many instances do you need where this has happened in the past? Simple as that. India wanted it. Now India, as Shomik rightly put it, they wanted a Russian roulette. Now go win. This is their wicket to win. That's where the match stands at this point. We can keep debating who is responsible. The fact is, India wanted it, they've got it. Can they win it from
Now
here
go
on?
out and win it.
Exactly.
It's as simple as that.
Let's change track. Is Rishabh Pant your man? Is he the man, as Shomik said, to come and win this game for you?
Oh, absolutely. I think at this point it's about stabilizing. India has lost too many wickets in this session. They would not have wanted to lose. Yashasvi Jaiswal, I understand. You know, it's a hit and miss, and that's what you get with the kind of players when we talk about Yashasvi Jaiswal, when we talk about Rishabh Pant. If you're expecting an opener to go out there and aggress, there will be hit or miss innings. You can't be honest with yourself and say that Yashasvi Jaiswal will go out there and play a picture for perfect innings every single time. That's not going to happen. It was clear that the kind of intent that Yashasvi Jaiswal went in with, he wanted to hit from the very get-go. And it was something that is understandable because you have a KL Rahul who's going to hold the innings from the other end. So if you want to attack, Yashasvi Jaiswal is your best bet. Now, he wasn't successful with it, but he tried nonetheless. The other wicket that we were talking about, KL Rahul, that was extra bounce, and I mean there's exactly nothing KL Rahul could have done about it. That was a fantastic delivery. But again, now when we come back to Washington Sundar and Dhruv Jurel out there, both great players of spin. We know that spinners are getting purchased off of the wicket. It's about standing still for a little bit until you get a 40-50 run partnership from these two, and then Rishabh Pant can come in and change the game, start aggressing, and then the others can take it forward.
Shomik, there is an accusation against you and me that we are bongs and we are defending another Bengali in Shubman Mukherjee. By the way, this entire panel, this one is not a Bengali, this one is not a Bengali. So 2 people out of 4 are not 50%. Bengalis, 50% Bengali. But they are also saying the same. Anyway, Shomik, your thought before I go to Ashok again.
I'll tell you something very interesting. This morning I posted that, I was clearing the air that Shubman Gill is not in the ICU. I, put those words out that he is in a monitored bed with ICU facilities. There's a huge difference between these two sentences, and people started saying that I am Shubman Gill PR because I'm trying to hide the fact that he's in ICU, because both these sentences mean the same thing. He's essentially in ICU because it is ICU facility.
So very good.
I don't even know what to say after that.
But see, Gargi, on a serious note, in the sense, I don't read anything into those comments or social media posts. I absolutely don't. But on a serious note, what is beyond my comprehension is that why did India decide to play? Why did India decide to play on such a pitch? Because if you go back last year at the home series against England, India won 4-1, playing on good pitches.
14 wickets.
Against West Indies, 2-0 on good pitches. In England,
but that Delhi pitch was also...
Again, India won, right? At the end of the day.
It went to day 5.
Yeah, it went to day 5. England, all the test matches went to day 5. Great advertisement for test cricket. And India returned with 2-2. And then you had that nonsense against New Zealand where you suffered a home whitewash. Why did you want to go back to that New Zealand series template when you have the wherewithal to eke out a result on good pitches? This is beyond my comprehension.
Ashok?
Yeah, I think that's a fair question, Shomik. I mean, in the pre-match show, we spoke about how the WTC format incentivizes teams to go out and win at all costs. And there is a separate logic for that. But I agree with you in principle. Why did you change that stratagem from, where you said that you'll have balanced wickets, you built up a good pace bowling attack and said that I want to really, play it that way, and then suddenly shift to this one. Maybe that needs a little bit of soul searching, a deep diving that needs to be done once we are done with this match. And hopefully, the batsmen will apply themselves and win it. But I think that's a good debate to have. And I think the jury is out on this one. But it's a fair question to deliberate on in terms of in domestic matches, what is our approach going to be?
I slightly disagree. I think India knew what they were doing when they went out with this pitch. There is one flip side to this is the fact that I don't think anyone from the Indian management or Shubman Gill or whoever was involved in the tailoring of this pitch understood or rather expected it to dry out this fast. That is one factor that came in that changed things for
Where did
India.
it get wrong?
Where what
No. Okay, you carry on. But I lost my.
your band?
Anyway, carry on.
Anyway, yeah, so I'm trying to look for it. Anyway, yeah, that's where I'm saying I completely understand where the Indian management was coming from, because if you look back on New Zealand, if you look back now, I think we still have categorically better players of spin than we did back then. I think right now this is a team this is a batting lineup that can definitely take on spin, but when it comes to that pitch reading of how fast it will dry up, which is not in anyone's control, honestly.
But how many wickets have South African spinners taken in the second innings? Not one.
Not exactly.
So what are you talking about? You've actually given 2 wickets to Marco Jansen. The Jaiswal was a poor shot. KL Rahul was an unplayable ball, I agree. But it kicked up. But Marco Jansen first, how many wickets have South African spinners taken in the first? Again, Marco Jansen picked 3 there, using his height advantage. So it's not as if South African spinners have taken all 12 wickets in the Indian wickets that have fallen. So, boss, you've got to bat. Temba Bavuma has demonstrated that he's batted against Aksar, Kuldeep, all the best spinners of the world. That's application. Got a 50, proved it. Why not some Indian fellow puts his hand up? Now, come on, let's call it out. If India loses, it's poor temperament, it's poor application, it's poor batting. It's your home conditions. You've opted for it. Go win. Let's not put the blame on someone else's door. India, deservingly, if they win, credit to them. If they don't, failure to them. That's what it is. We will not say it's the end of the world. That's nonsense. We will not say Gautam Gambhir is the worst red ball coach, as many want us to say. That is complete nonsense. But the fact is, it will hurt them. There was no reason, as Shomik rightly said, to go back to the New Zealand template. They did. Whether it is obstinacy, whether it is overconfidence, whether they think this is the only template to beat South Africa. Please remember, in Pakistan, South Africa won a test match on a turning wicket. So it's 1-1 when they've come here after 2 test matches in Pakistan. First one they lost, but the second one they won. So it's not as if South Africa hasn't proved in recent past that they can take play on turning wickets. Ashok, your thoughts on that? Ashok,
Oh, absolutely. I think that's what we were just debating, Borja, when you were out, that why did we go back to the New Zealand template? And that's a debate for perhaps for another day once this match is done and dusted. That needs to be deliberated. But completely agree with you that, in terms of the thinking that they went in, building up from where Morning Mockle spoke about, they had anticipated a certain expectation from the South Africa batting. They expected a certain outcome from the pitch, which is why they asked for these conditions. So now it's time to really suck up to that decision and say, this is the decision we took, and therefore we need to now bat it out. At the end of the day, 124 is what they need to do. I think there is, even without Shubman Gill, there is enough depth to do it. And therefore, it's a matter of application. One good partnership of 30-40 runs is enough to turn the tide. And that's what they should focus on.
South African tail enders have added 60 runs today.
Exactly.
So go do it.
The way Corbin Bosch was batting.
Exactly.
The way Corbin Bosch was batting. And you're sort of batting almost, on this pitch, you need some slices of luck. Absolutely. But the way Corbin Bosch, Temba Bavuma is their captain, he's one of their best batsmen, fine. But the way Corbin Bosch, despite being a lower order batsman, was applying himself, that is the template.
That is the word.
That is
apply. And application doesn't mean block. Application means intent.
Exactly.
When there is a ball, that Kuldeep Yadav ball, he dispatched it into the stands. That's also application.
Absolutely. But I would like to see, going ahead, the Indian team management showing a little more faith in their bowlers. Jasprit Bumrah doesn't need the pitch.
Kuldeep Yadav doesn't need the pitch.
Siraj on those flat decks in England showed what he could do. Kuldeep Yadav can turn the ball on any surface. So a little more faith on the bowlers would augur well for India.
Exactly the point. That, then our batters come into play on good decks, our bowlers come into play on good decks. Last year, we kept shouting hoarse, saying you don't need rank turners, you don't need underprepared decks. Once again, we have come to a one which is underprepared, not underprepared, but up and down bounce, quick wicket opening up. India could not read the wicket properly, like Morne said. They didn't expect it to open up that quickly. This was not required. Having said that, you created this monster. Now go and deal with the monster. One, as Ashok said, come on, boss, it's 124. It's not 224. One decent 1 hour of batting, application with some luck, you will win. Washington, so you've got a left right. You've got an X-factor in Rishabh Pant coming. You've got a Jadeja who has done brilliantly in test match cricket as a batter. You've got an Akshar Patel. Come on, you've got enough. You've got enough there. Simon Harmer. चलो कुलदीप तक जाएगा तो आप हार जाओगे.
Exactly.
But the fact of the matter is, up to Akshar Patel, there is enough and more potential. Last 5 minutes on the show, I think we should start taking closing comments. Gargi, why don't you start?
It's definitely going to be a tricky chase. Again, I keep going back to the fact that if India chase this down, it will be the highest target chased in Test cricket in Eden Gardens. But at the same time, we've all been saying this since the morning, that this is a pitch that needs application. I was telling Ashok while sitting in the stands that on pitches like these, on surfaces like these, all you have to do is go back to the basics. When it comes to the bowling, Jasprit Bumrah also said, Mohammad Siraj also said in their post-match presentations and press conferences that it was about attacking the stumps. Now when it comes to batting, it will be about application. It will be about playing out those overs. Not that it means that you will block and not make runs, but rather find the gaps. And I think India can do this. You bat till number 9. You bat till number 9. Yes, you're a batter short, you're 3 down. But at the same time, you've got quality batters coming up. So it's not as if it's not going to happen for India. One good partnership between Dhruv Jurel and Washington Sundar. One good knock from Rishabh Pant that throws South African bowlers off their game. And you've done it.
See, Dhruv Jurel has an excellent temperament. He showed that in Ranchi, very difficult, against England. Washington Sundar did it at the Gabba and he did it once again at England. But still, the way things stand, this game is on a knife edge. And knife edge, when a game is on a knife edge, it is about the X factor. I still believe this game, as far as India is concerned, it is Panther bust.
Slightly, differing from you on that. I think application requires you to really blunt that knife edge by adding on 10 runs at a time. And I think application would mean that with every 10 runs, they inch closer to that 124 number. It's not a big total. It's in the mind. It's really about getting one strong partnership. One good session is enough to turn the tide.
I think India will win. I'll put my neck out and say India will win. I think Dhruv Jurel, Washington Sundar hold the key. Both of these guys should come without that pressure. Rishabh Pant, I agree with Shomik, is the X factor, but I don't rule out Washington, Jurel and Jadeja. For me, these are as important as Pant. I will stick my neck out and say, come on. After New Zealand, you've got that. This match is still yours. It's 110-14 runs. Go win it. I will say, yes, South Africa just ahead, but India is capable of turning the tide and win. At tea, before that, whenever the match ends, 2.5 hours, around 2 o'clock, 2:30, the match will end. When we come out, I hope it's 1-0 India.
By the way, closing comments, 36,562 people in
Brilliant.
Eden Gardens.
Already 36,000, maybe a little more after lunch, 42,000 yesterday, 36,000 day one. Let's be very honest. If Eden Gardens doesn't host a test match against Australia, it's a travesty. It's an absolute travesty. You've had 120,000 fans in 3 days. Eden Gardens hosting a test match after 6 years. Lords and MCG and SCG. Do you guys believe that Lords and MCG and SCG will host a test match after 6 years? Jury is out on that.
All right. We'll see you when the match ends or tea.
Okay,
Match ends. Tea to aani rahe. Correct. So we'll see you when the match ends. Stay tuned. Thank you.